This is African American History is American History. With a career lasting only 10 years, Bessie Smith was the highest paid African American music artist of the jazz age. Her sound and her attitude made her the first African American superstar and earned her the nickname Queen of the Blues. In 1912, Bessie Smith auditioned for the Moses Stokes Troupe. Managers Lonnie and Cora Fisher hired her not as a vocalist, but as a dancer, since the company already included popular singer Ma Rainey. It was Ma Rainey who helped Bessie develop her stage presence. Bessie Smith had a strong contralto voice, which worked well with the electrical recording equipment of the time. Her first recordings were highly successful. But not everyone was crazy about her. Even her admirers, both black and white, considered her a, quote, rough and low-class woman. W.E.B. Du Bois, who was on the board of directors for Black Swan Records, considered her, quote, too rough for the label. Du Bois and the other businessmen involved with Black Swan Records were later surprised when she became the most successful diva in blues music because of her rough and coarse style. Bessie Smith's performing career ended on September 26, 1937. She was critically injured in a car crash on U.S. Route 61 between Memphis, Tennessee and Clarksdale, Mississippi. She was taken to the G.T. Thomas Afro-American Hospital in Clarksdale, where her right arm was amputated. She died that morning without regaining consciousness. Bessie Smith was only 43 years old. Bessie Smith's grave remained unmarked until a tombstone was erected on August 7, 1970, paid for by the singer Janis Joplin. This American track and field star athlete from Albany, Georgia, became the first black woman from any country to win an Olympic gold medal. Alice Coachman set a record with her high jump of 5 feet 6 1/8 inches at the 1948 Olympic Games in London. She dominated her sport and would likely have won more medals if the 1940 and 1944 Olympics had not been canceled due to World War II. Back when there were very few high-profile black athletes beyond Jackie Robinson and Joe Louis, Alice Coachman became a trailblazer. She led the way for female African-American Olympic track stars like Wilma Rudolph, Evelyn Ashford, Florence Griffith Joyner, and Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
I had accomplished what I wanted to do. That was the climax. I won the gold medal. I proved to my mother, my father, my coach, and everybody else that I had gone to the end of my rope. To come back home to your own country, your own state, and your own city, and you can't get a handshake from the mayor? It wasn't a good feeling.
How you feeling?
God bless you, dear Mary. The way everyone was whispering and crying, I thought it was my time to meet the Lord for sure.
Now you know that weren't gonna happen, Mother Mary. Not with me taking care of you.
You are a good and true friend, Mary Fields. Look, my time at St. Peter's is through here, so I'll be going back to Toledo with you.
Well,
And I can guarantee you the position of caretaker at the convent, a permanent position.
Well, that's mighty tempting, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn you down. You see, I decided to stay here in Cascade.
Stay? In Montana? Mary, I'm only here because this is where I was assigned. But why would you wish to stay in this untamed wilderness if you didn't have to?
I don't know. There's just something about this wild Montana territory that seems to be calling my name. I can't rightly explain it no better than that, but I know that this here is where I belong.
Very well, Mary. The children will miss you. They adore you so. We'll all miss you very much.
Well, I thanks you for that, Mother Mary. Thank you. And I want you to know I'll miss all of y'all, too.
Mary, I have an idea. Before I go, let me see about getting you established here in Cascade. I'll make some inquiries, and hopefully we can find you some permanent employment here. Now, let me think. Oh, I've got it. I know just the person to contact.
Really?
I'm going to go downtown right now, find him. We are going to have such a nice talk.
Justina Lorena Ford was the first licensed African-American female doctor in Denver, Colorado. She practiced gynecology, obstetrics, and pediatrics from her home for more than half a century. Born Justina Lorena Warren on January 22, 1871 in Knoxville, Illinois, her mother was a midwife. Young Justina would often accompany her when she tended to patients. In 1892, she married Baptist minister John Ford and later moved to Chicago, where she graduated from Herring Medical College in 1899. Ford worked briefly at an Alabama hospital before moving to Denver, Colorado in 1902. It was there that she received her medical license, and it was also there that she ran into discrimination from day one. When she sought her medical license, the examiner told her,
"I feel dishonest taking a fee from you."
Really? And why is that?
Well, you've got 2 strikes against you.
2 strikes.
First of all, you're a lady, and second, you're colored.
Well, you don't have to feel too bad, because I believe history will eventually catch up.
At that time, African Americans were barred from working in hospitals or joining the Colorado Medical Association. So Ford set up a private practice in her home. She specialized in gynecology, obstetrics, and pediatrics. For over 50 years, Ford practiced medicine from her home, serving a diverse clientele that included poor whites, African Americans, Native Americans, and non-English speaking immigrants who were turned away from hospitals. Her patients often exchanged goods and services for consultations rather than paying in cash. During her career, she delivered nearly 7,000 babies and was affectionately called the Lady Doctor by her patients. In 1950, still the only female African-American doctor in Denver, Dr. Justina Ford was finally allowed to join the Colorado and American Medical Associations. She also became a member of the Denver Medical Society and began working in the Denver General Hospital. Dr. Justina Ford continued to practice medicine until 2 weeks before her death on October 14, 1952. She was 81 years old. Just 4 months earlier, she was quoted as saying, "When all the fears, hate, and even some death is over, we will really be brothers as God intended us to be in this land. This I believe. For this I have worked all my life." This is African American History is American History.